here with Columbus Athletic Director, Mr. McKeon. How are you?
Good, thank you, Rob.
So could you think back and tell me your fondest memory as the Athletic Director of Columbus?
Oh wow! I mean, we've had so much success here over the years. To have one moment, I think, would be trying to pick a needle out of a haystack, because every team is special here. Every team has its characters. Every team has its players that make plays. But overall, the thing that makes it special here are the young men that play and participate. And like I've always said, I think that we've been tremendously successful. But I think our boys, when they graduate, look back at playing athletics at Columbus High School and say, wow, I had a great time. And that's the most important thing that we try and do here. Yes, we're fortunate enough to win and be tremendously successful, but all of our young men enjoy what they're doing while they're doing it and take a great deal from it, other than the X's and O's. The coaches teach leadership, dedication, hard work, and I think at the end of the day, it prepares our explorers for the rest of their life in terms of the job performance that they will have.
And I know you spoke a lot about the successes, but what has been your greatest challenge as the athletic director thus far?
Well, I think the greatest challenge is when I took the job over. We were in a little bit of a down cycle, and we were able to get the Columbus athletic program back to where it normally was. And I think, again, I credit my coaches, I credit the young men that were able to band together to form the successes that we've had here at Columbus High School. And the alumni have been unbelievably supportive in terms of the athletics here at Columbus High School. I mean, they turn out for games, they support the teams, they're always there whenever you need them. So it's been a real Columbus family effort to keep our program where it should be and get it to the top.
You spoke about the alumni. One of the biggest events for alumni was the Belen Columbus game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you foresee any new rivalry games now that this rivalry has been sort of postponed?
Well, I don't think it's been postponed. I think that Belen decided to go in a different direction, and certainly that's their choice. As far as new rivals, we've always had a very healthy rival with Coral Gables High School. I mean, we have a great crowd that comes to our games. It's a neighborhood rivalry. We've been fortunate enough to win our share of those games. But I think that Coral Gables High School is a tremendous rival, and one that certainly I look forward to the game every year, because I know it brings the best out of both teams. And they both play hard against each other because they want the bragging rights for a year as to who was the best team in the Bird Road area.
Yeah, for sure, because not just in football but also in basketball, very competitive, and always in our district.
No.
Always.
Well, and that's what makes it nice. They play for something other than pride. They usually play for the district championship, which again is bragging rights, and it's nice to look back 20 years from now and say, hey, we were the district champions when we were seniors and played you. So I think the boys from both teams look to gain that type of success, to have those bragging rights down the road years later.
If you could go back to when you were starting as AD here, what advice would you give yourself?
To be patient. I think when I first came in, I wanted us to go from A to Z in like 1 year. And I found out to build an athletic program, you had to be patient and take it one step at a time. It wasn't going to be a quick fix. It was going to be something that we had to get the right coaches in place. We had to get the facilities that we needed to upgrade. And then obviously we had to get the right student athletes to participate in the programs that were going to make it successful. So I think patience would be the thing that I would tell myself taking over the job 27 years ago, but I think it's all worked out, thank God. And like I said, we've been very blessed with the success we've had here at Columbus.
What do you think Columbus has done right in athletics, and that's worth emulating?
I think the thing that we've done right is we don't break rules. I think that we've been successful by having our student athletes adhere to all of the academic and disciplinary rules in the state of Florida, and also here at Columbus High School. Our rules are more stringent as far as the discipline, and if our boys don't want to do the right thing in school, they don't play. So I think the real thing that you want to emulate is that you maintain the structure and the character of the program, and make sure that you don't sell your principles for a win here or there, because in the long haul it doesn't work out and it destroys your athletic program.
Yeah, that's for sure important to put the academics and the leadership and all the principles that sports teaches you in front
You
of.
come here to Columbus to get a Catholic marist education. If you choose to play athletics, that's great. I hope it works. But I tell every boy, very few of our boys go on to make money playing professional sports. But we all go on to college, and we all become professionals in some way or another in the job we choose. And Columbus prepares you academically to choose the profession you'd like and to get into the college university of your choice. And that's the most important thing.
What would you say is your favorite high school sport and why?
I can't have a favorite. All the other things, I'll tell you, to me, it's so exciting to watch a close football game. And I'm a basketball guy. I play basketball. But a close football game, I can remember back years ago when we beat Jackson in a triple overtime game up at the old Tamiami Stadium in a state playoff game. To me, that still is one of the most exciting games. When we beat Coral Gables, when they had John Vilma, who went on to a great NFL career, Frank Gore, who is still in the NFL. We beat them with Lane Jackson and a couple of other Columbus Explorers that went on to play in college, but the rest were just good, hard-working high school football players. We beat them for the district championship at high noon over in Tropical Park on a Saturday at 10-7. I remember that game being exciting as heck. So, yeah, those kind of come in. We've had great basketball games and tremendous baseball games, but boy, those two football games really come to my mind quickly.
Yeah, for sure, those close football games.
Yeah, really, especially when you're playing that kind of talent. Coral Gables had some players. They really had some players, and again, we were fortunate enough to come out on top.
Yeah, Florida, especially South Florida, has a really deep athletic.
Really deep talent base that, every team has really good players, and when you go up against them, you have to compete hard. And I think us being in the Greater Miami Athletic Conference, playing at the highest level, allows our kids to compete every week at that high level, and it just makes our team better. Coach Dunn has a philosophy. He just plays the best schools, and if people don't, the year we won the state championship, we were 4-4 because he had played such a tremendous schedule, and then he ran the table and won the state championship, and we haven't lost the game since. Last year we swept to an undefeated season and won the Tri-County Championship, again beating Deerfield Beach in the finals at Traz Powell. Our boys get an opportunity to play the best all the time, and I think that makes them better. Just like competing in the classroom. They get to compete with the best teachers to teach them the best way to do our academics, and I think that's what Columbus is all about, competing and being the best that you can be in everything, academics, athletics, whatever.
Yeah, that's really that really encompasses my experience personally as a Columbus student, and I'm sure a lot of other students share that sentiment. Which high school sport would you say doesn't get the attention and coverage it deserves right now?
Probably, I feel bad for cross country. Those kids, my God, I'm coming in here at 5:30 in the morning because I'm an early riser, and I'll see those guys running out of the parking lot to go run 4 or 5 miles just to loosen up at 5:30 in the morning, and few people know what it takes to run as a cross country runner, because it's just all sacrifice with really, no publicity unless you win the state championship, and only one team does that. So I think the cross country is a sport that gets hard work, requires great discipline, and extreme sacrifice, and the young men really don't get a lot of publicity for it. So if I were to choose one that gets very little publicity in hard work, it'd be cross country.
Yeah, for sure. I see those guys out there. They work really hard.
Oh, unbelievable.
And this year, thankfully, they were able to.
They won the state this year, so but they work hard every year. Every year, those kids, I take my hat off to them, and they never ever complain. Never. They just do their job.
You have a really nice, I wouldn't want to say like a side job, but something that some people may not know is that you're the Our Lady of Lourdes varsity basketball coach. What do you most enjoy about taking those girls to the next level?
Well, I think it's I've played basketball my whole life. I've coached it. And coaching the girls was completely different for me because I coach boys. But the girls, I've enjoyed it. They're really, really nice young ladies. And of course, coaching at Lourdes is very special because, like Columbus, they have the same values and they put forward in their athletic program. It's allowed me to still keep my hand in it and the coaching aspect. And I still think I don't play golf. I don't do some of the other hobbies that people have. This is my hobby, and I enjoy it tremendously. And like I said, I've been blessed to have some very, very good players at Lourdes, and we've been, I'd say, very successful. So I think, again, it's very similar to Columbus in the fact that the girls work extremely hard, and they don't look for anything other than the fact that they want to go out and do their academics and do their athletics, and then move on to the next level in terms of college.
How about we do a little word association with a couple of terms?
Sure.
All right, so I'll start it off with Brother Kevin.
Money.
Coach Foyle.
Success.
The Maris brothers.
Unbelievable people.
Columbus football.
Again, success.
Columbus alumni.
Over the top, unbelievable human beings, and just people that you want to be around.
Belen Jesuit.
Arrival.
The FHSAA.
Governing body that keeps everybody in line.
For sure, for sure. And one last thing, what advice would you give to an aspiring sports journalist like me?
Well, I think integrity, and always know, I think, and I've had it both ways, I think a young journalist always wants that scoop, and sometimes you may catch a coach after a close game when he may say something that he shouldn't say, and in the heat of the moment, and maybe that's when you just say, let me talk to him 10 minutes from now when he's calmed down and see if he wants to say the same thing, rather than maybe print something that he said in the heat of the moment. But I think a young journalist should always look to be honest, show both sides of the story, and be very fair.
All right, thank you so much for your time.
It was my pleasure, and anytime. Thank you.
Thank you.